What is your advice to British women?
If you mean British non-Muslim women, I would say they should think more about the spiritual side of their life than just materialism, free sex, going nude. They think that's very permissive. They think it's very trendy. And I think women's liberation, as it has turned out, has benefited men more than women. The ideals of feminism, that women should get equal pay, should get equal respect, obviously they are there, and they are actually in Islam. But the way the movement has gone in the modern West, it means that if you appear in Playboy nude or something, that's liberated, that's great, marvellous. If you are a nun in a convent and you wear a scarf, you're some sort of weird nutter, and you are not liberated, which is of course ridiculous. And now you're even getting, God forbid, Asian or Muslim girls who think it's liberated to appear in pornographic magazines. They call that women's lib, when of course that's degradation. And there's even a thinking in the West that things have gone too far, that actually what people call freedom, it's not all about sex and drink and rock and roll. There's more to life, and there is a feeling for spiritual things. Unfortunately, there's so many churches, so many sects, so many religions, even so many different types of Muslims, that people aren't getting a clear message. They read a book, they say that's nice, they meet the people, they go there, everybody says a different thing. And particularly where Islam is concerned, true Islam is the answer to everything. I think I really believe more and more that the way, if you call it civilization, is going, it needs Islam more now than ever. It's become mad. Everything has turned upside down. Meaning, if you want to be an ordinary English person and go to church and bring your children up decent, you're considered sort of odd. You've got to be modern. You've got to approve of homosexuality. You've got to approve of prisoners not really being punished. Nobody should be hanged or punished for crimes. There's no right, there's no wrong. But ordinary people in the West, ordinary people, if you like, the silent majority, they do think those things are wrong. But in the mass media, and in, if you like, the dominant voices in the modern world, you're considered a sort of weird person, an odd person if you talk about God. You can talk about dirty things, you can talk about, but you mustn't mention God. And it's gone completely full circle. Whereas in history, England was not perfect, but it was Christian. And there was a Christian world. And many of the things which are happening in the Muslim world, good or bad, happened in the past when the world was basically Christian. People had a respect. They listened to priests. Some of the things were good, some of the things were bad. But now it's completely reversed. The new religion is the materialist, modern, trendy world. That's the new religion. Priests and popes are laughed at. Instead of having power, they've got no power. And people are searching. But the things they see make them feel so sick when they look at all these religions. For example, in the church, there's been lots of cases of priests coming out as being gay or running off with women or whatever. In the old days, people didn't know about that. Now, the media tells you these things, and people are sickened by it. They say, well, how can that be a proper church? If they do that, then they look at other religions. They say, look at the weird things they do. If they met true Muslims and true Islam, I'm sure the whole world would just run into it, join it. But they never do, because number one, you've got a problem. I'm not against Jews at all. Obviously, Muslims can't be against Jews because they're people of the book. They're next to us in faith. But the fact is, the Jewish media is 1000% against Muslims. Becoming Muslim, you felt secure. You had loving friends, like becoming part of a large family.